Coming out of 5 years since his last piece, writer-turned-director Charlie Kaufman has returned to gift us yet another existential crisis in the form of this year's
I'm thinking of ending things.
Huh?
What?
Did you say something?
I don't think so.
Weird.
The film stars both Jessie Buckley and Jesse Plemons, along with legendary actors Toni Collette and David Thewlis, in a story which follows a young woman into the depths of her recent boyfriend's subconsciousness as nothing seems quite right at his parents' remote farm. Adapted from the book through his own writing, Kaufman succeeds yet again in combining thousands of minute details into one large, cathartic punch into the gut. Like all of his films, it's one you truly haven't seen if you've seen it only once. But don't let that turn you away, because even though you may not completely understand what you just witnessed through the first viewing, its impact on your psyche for the next coming weeks of your life is immeasurable.
So as a film alone, I thought that its ability to articulate indescribably familiar and uncomfortable moments was its biggest strength. It has like billions of micro moments that are just full of insecurity and dread that I think contribute to like the mosaic of emotion that Kaufman ends up creating for us to decipher.
Marketed as a straightforward horror film, audience members may also find that it isn't at all scary in the typical monsters, slasher, and gore kind of way, but rather in the way that one finds therapy horrifying.
It's like you wrote it about me.
The film tackles several internal struggles in unconventional ways, such as very dialogue-heavy sequences, surreal imagery, time and space distortion, and finally dance and even musical numbers. But not a single one of the many elements at play ever lags behind in the ultimate build-up to one character's contemplation of suicide.
I think there are a lot of things that he goes into, a very obvious one being depression and hopelessness. I think he touches on regret and kind of envy and what he wishes his life was like, and just kind of like the inside of everyone's mind. And there's a line that she says,
People like to think of themselves as points moving through time, but I think it's probably the opposite. We're stationary, and time passes through us.
Such an amazing statement in the sense that like time is just going through us and things happen, and then before you know it, you're looking back, regretting things, wishing you did things. And I think he touches on a lot of stuff, and I think he does all of it very effectively.
And in support of Kaufman's remarkable vision, every other department as well delivered an exceptional piece of work. From the cinematography of Lukas Zahl, who worked previously with Pavel Pawlikowski on the visually stunning Cold War and Ida, the music of Jay Wadley, who honed in on their entrancing classical background, the beautifully unique and intricate production design of Molly Hughes, who has a past in the Harry Potter franchise, and the hauntingly distorted yet authentic performances of the lead and supporting cast. It all comes together into a poetic cocktail of despair, fear, and regret, topped with an ambiguous olive by Kaufman himself.
He doesn't let you in on his like surreal reality until it's too late, which I think really contributes to the suspense. And I commend him as a writer and a director. I think he's completely effective in his intention.
The way that he is able to tell these really complex stories, I think I haven't seen really a lot of other people been able to accomplish what he does in terms of like telling these really deep stories and these really personal stories that everyone can connect to in some way, shape, or form. So from the work that I've seen from him so far, he's amazing, and I definitely want to check out more of his stuff. It's just all around an amazing film.
With 3 exceptional directing credits now under his belt, it's undeniable the impact that Kaufman will begin to leave on the film industry. For every concept of his that bleeds beautifully onto the page, I pray that he continues to find the funding he deserves. There's a reason that the name Charlie Kaufman rings such a haunting reverberation down the spine of countless audience members, and that reason is pieces like I'm Thinking of Ending Things.